Hey friends, welcome back to Notion Nutrition, the place where we put your Notion to work for you. I'm Nikki Davison, your resident automator, and today I'm really excited because I have built a Notion integration, a public one actually, a web app. Basically, I built an app that allows you to search for nutritional data of foods online as well as recipes and send that data straight to your Notion. And I cannot wait to share that with you today. I know I haven't been posting a lot in the past few months. That's because I have been really excited and tied up into building this app. So the way this started is that I decided that I wanted to start tracking what I eat, paying more attention to eating more healthier foods, and I was using the app MyFitnessPal. You've probably heard of it, and it's a great app, great resource. But I felt bad because my meal plan dashboard within Notion was just gathering dust, and I hate having databases or anything that I've worked really hard to create just sitting there and I'm not using it. Well, I asked myself the question, is there a way that I can send this data directly to my Notion? Now, I couldn't do it using MyFitnessPal, but I was able to do it using multiple food APIs. And I really want to show that off to you today. It is still very much in the beta form. It still needs to be polished up. And I'm hoping after I walk you through it, you might help me out a little bit, and I will share a little bit more about that with you at the end. We're starting out at notionnutrition.com. That is the app's website. And I'm going to enter my email address here. And this is to get signed up to become a beta tester. And we get a message, see you soon. So once you get signed up, you should receive an email welcoming you to the Notion Nutrition beta. And then you just follow the next step of getting the Notion Nutrition template. Notion Nutrition template, this is for the beta program, and it's basically a meal plan dashboard. The difference between this meal plan dashboard and the one that I already have online that you can get via Gumroad is that this allows you to track your calories and other nutrients. Now, before duplicating the template, please take a moment to review the nutrition disclaimer. Basically, this is just advising you that I am not a licensed nutritionist or dietitian, and also that because of the nature of this template, since we're tracking our calories and food, this might be triggering to those who may have a history of disordered eating. So let's go ahead and click duplicate. So let's walk through everything. So the first step we're going to do, we're going to go to start here and set up our calorie and nutrient goals. And once again, we have our disclaimer. We're going to jump to step 1. So if you already have your caloric intake goal, maybe you've already been using another app to track all of your to track your food and your calories, you can go ahead and jump to step 2. But if you want to calculate your calorie goal, I have embedded a calorie calculator widget within the template. So you're going to choose your gender. And let's say this person is male and moderate exercise. And let's see, they're 6'4", I think 200 pounds and 35. And you can switch this over from imperial to metric measurements. So their goal is you can choose to lose weight, gain weight, or maintain. Choose lose weight. Let's say he wants to lose like 10 pounds. So his goal weight would be 190 and wants to do that in, let's say, 12 weeks. Okay, so this is suggesting that his calorie needs would be 2,744. Say this person wanted to lose weight faster, which is not recommended, and he puts in 5 weeks to lose 10 pounds. You're going to get a warning saying, for optimum health, we recommend a calorie deficit or surplus that is no greater than 500 calories per day. Please adjust your goals. Because of this example, I think I'm just going to set this to maintain and keep his weight at 200 and 0 weeks. And so his caloric need is 3160. Now let's head down to step 2, to our nutritional goals database. And I'm going to change this sample to 3,200. Let's just nice and even number. Okay, so now we have our caloric goal. Let's go down to step 3. So in this step, we're going to break down the percentages of what percentage of our calories are going to come from carbs or protein and fat. And I've based this off of the information found in the 2015 to 2020 dietary guidelines for Americans. And I provided you a link to this so that if you would like, you can peruse and see where I got my data from. I also provided, information on how all of this is calculated, as well as a link to a blog post on my MyFitnessPal. The calculations within the template are very much based off of the breakdown that you'll find in this article. So you can read up on it and see suggestions if you wanted a lower carb diet or lower fat diet, how you would break down those percentages. But when you get the template, it defaults to 50% of your calories coming from carbs, 20% from protein, and 30% from fat. So when you're doing this calculation, you want to make sure that they all total 100%. And then you're going to come down to step 4 and you're going to calculate your sugar goal. Again, I provide you with the information on how I set up these calculations, along with more information about sugar. So your default here is 10% of your calories from sugar. Now I will tell you that this tracker does not distinguish between added sugar and natural sugar. The reason being is a lot of the nutritional data that I found online through the APIs don't distinguish that. So you have to keep that in mind if you choose to keep track of your sugars. Now, before we go to step 4 and signing up for Notion Nutrition, let me walk you through on how this template works. So up here in your menu, you have a few of your databases. This is where your main databases are stored. I prefer having the main databases stored someplace else and having linked databases in view. That way, if you accidentally delete one of these down here, you're not deleting the original. So in the setup, we set up your nutrition goals database. And you can see here, if we open this up, you can see how this breaks down. Calorie goal that we entered, and each of our nutrient targets. And these are calculated based on the percentages that we entered in the setup. And then finally, we have a relation to our daily goals database. Nutrition goals database is going to relate with your daily nutrition goals. Now here, you're going to create a page for every day of the week. So I have one here already for April 25th. It lets you know as you start to relate your meals back to your daily nutrition goals. It tells you how many calories you have left in a day, how many carbs, protein, and etc. So what I like to do is I actually like to go ahead and set up my days ahead of schedule. So every Sunday I sit down and I do my meal planning. And so I just create a page for every day of the coming week. Assign your date, and then you want to relate it back to your main nutrition goals. Nutrition goals database comes with a built-in tracker. This tracker allows you to look at a glance to see if you're on target to meet your goals. Within each on-track formula, you are given a buffer. For example, within calories, you're given a 200-calorie buffer. So as long as you are 200 calories either below or above your goal, you'll be considered on track. This way you don't have to worry about being so precise about hitting your goal. Now we have a meal plan database. So I have here an example. So this is an example of how your day will look like when it's planned out. So you have it broken down between breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. And you can have this also set up to have it where you have a column for each day of the week, and then broken down with each row is your different meal. I also have a table view here set up for you where you can see each item and then the total calories and nutrient for each item, and then you can sum it up at the bottom. There's multiple ways you can have this set up to be viewed. So let's click inside one of these meal cards. we have whole milk here. So everything up here at the top where you see the numbers entered, that's being entered in via the integration. Then you have a section for your recipes. You can link back to your recipe database. You have your daily goals. So whenever you enter an item within your meal plan, you should go in and relate it back to that day's daily goals. We also have a formula to calculate the day of the week. Now down here, you see you have roll-ups for your recipes. Now this is where all your recipe information is going to fill in. And then below that, you have formulas to total the calories and carbs. So you can actually add a recipe to this. So if I wanted to say, I want to add my grilled asparagus recipe to this card, in total calories, it's combining the total calories of that recipe, which is 53, plus the whole milk, which is 146. So going back to our dashboard, this is what I have it set up to look like. The numbers next to each of the meal tags is, you see you have our sum and total calories. I really love that they have the information that when you hover on it now. Now we have our groceries database. When you download your groceries database, I give you about 130 items already built in. And these are both food items and common household items, because I like to keep all of that in one list. We start out with need. So if you need an item, you check it off. When you've purchased it, you uncheck it. Then you have the name of your items, then we have quantity. So you can put in how much of that item that you need. Then we have the notes column where you can put in, like here I have dozen, meaning I need 2 dozen apricots. Not sure what I'm going to do with 2 dozen apricots, but this is just an example. But you can use this notes column however you see fit. And then we have the recipes relation, so that you can relate all of the grocery items back to their original recipe. Then you have shopping lists, and your shopping list is showing you the items that are checked off as needed, as well as your quantity and your notes. And then shopping list by recipe, which I really love. So you can break down your shopping list based on the recipes. So if I'm only shopping for grilled asparagus, I can hide all the other items and only have the ingredients I need for my grilled asparagus. And then finally, we have our recipes database. And I give you a sample recipe for grilled asparagus. We keep talking about asparagus, I'm going to want some. I love this photo, by the way. So within our recipes, we have our meal tags. Rate this. How do I turn this off? If anyone knows how to turn this off, please put a comment below. You have your link back to the original site that this is from, and then on your nutritional information. And you see we're relating back to our groceries database down here. And then we have a link back to our meal plan. And then within the body, we have our ingredients and our instructions. Now let's head back to our dashboard and look at our weight and water trackers. So we have our weight tracker here. When you start out, you want to create a card. So you want to come down to the loss calculator first and enter what your starting weight is. So he's starting out at 200 pounds. And then this is going to subtract his current weight from his starting weight, so that way you can start to see how much you've lost over time. His current weight, 100, let's say his goal weight was, so let's say he weighed himself today at 199. So you can see he's lost 1 pound. And then I have a section here for journal, so you can enter in your thoughts and your feelings that day. You can put in, it's the holidays, or for our ladies, it's your time of the month. So you can see, okay, my weight fluctuated here, what was going on. And then we have our water tracking. So with your water tracker, again, title it whatever you want. You want to set the amount that you actually drank that day and what your goal amount was for the day. If he was below, then he would get a red bubble saying, hey, you were under how much you drink. And anything above that, you're going to continue to get a green bubble. But we're being positive today. I think he met his water goal. Now to the right, you see I have an area blocked out. It's like embed your chart here. I like to have a chart that track my total weight loss, so I can see it over time. It continued to go down. And I've given you suggestion of 2 different sites you can use to track your charting. You can use notionchart.io or Notion 2 charts. These are just 2 suggestions. So we're back here at step 4 within our setup calorie and nutrition goals page. And click on the link. And I'm going to enter the same email that I signed up with. and then enter all my information. That we have our privacy policy and terms and conditions, so you can click on these to review those, and you have to check agree to continue. All right, so now we've got the page where you can connect your pages. So select pages, and I don't know why it selects everything, but just check the main box and then uncheck it, and it'll uncheck all the other pages. So we're just going to check the Notion Nutrition template, allow access. It is now connecting to your Notion. And now you can choose your databases. And you want to make sure that your databases are titled exactly as when you duplicated them. Don't change any titles, don't change any properties. And you're going to go through and select your meal plan, select your groceries, and you can tell that it's connected because it tells you. And then recipes. And then once that's done, you're all set. And go to your homepage. If you have any trouble connecting, you can always hit back. It'll take you back to the connection page, or go to your account page over here. Click the menu icon, go to account, and then you can reconnect your Notion here. And it'll just take you right back through those previous steps. Let's go to our homepage, and you have 3 options here, 3 buttons: food, grocery, recipes. Let's start with food. Okay, so here's where you can look up your food items. I'm going to start with search food. Let's search almond milk. And so you're going to get 2 options. You got your generic tab and you got your products. Generic is just a single item, the average nutritional data for that item. So we're going to click on almond milk. And then over on the right, you're going to enter your serving size and then the unit of measurement. So let's say 1 cup. And then it's going to calculate your nutritional data here based on your measurement and serving size. 1 cup in almond milk. We're going to click on, here, let's zoom in just a little bit for you. There you go. Let's get add to meal plan. And then you'll select the date, select your meal. If this is an item that you use frequently, add to your favorites. And click add to Notion. Then once it's done, open page in Notion, and you see it's connected right back to my meal plan database, and there's all my information. And then I'm going to relate this back to today's goals, and there you are. So let's go back to our meal plan and okay, there we go. We see today, and there's our almond milk. Now if you click on the products tab, so this is pulling from a crowdsourced database called Open Food Data. And then if you're unfamiliar with Open Food Data, it allows you to upload, users to upload nutrition information for products. And you can also take a photo of it. Right now, I don't have Notion Nutrition set up that you can contribute to it, but that is coming eventually. The first one, unsweetened delicious almond milk. And then you have your unit of measurement, you have your servings, you select your date. Again, you can add to favorites and click add to Notion. And then you have it in the same way as with the generic items. Let's go back to food search, and you can see here's your favorites, and we have almond milk added to your favorite. Now you see we have barcode scan. So this is meant for when you're on your phone. Notion Nutrition right now is not a mobile app, but there is a mobile version using your web browser. And if you clicked on bar scan, it would take you to, it would launch the barcode scanner, and you would give it access to your camera. So I'm actually going to go to my phone right now. All right, so I'm on my phone on the Notion Nutrition homepage. And so I'm going to just go to the menu here and click barcode scan. And I have a I have a bag of chickpea snacks here. So I'm going to allow access to my camera. And then you want to tap the white square. Let's hold the barcode in the box. And then we have chickpea snacks. And you can see you have all the information here, and then click Add to Notion, open in home page. And then there's my information, and I can link. There we go. You know what, from here, why don't we go down to grocery? Because I feel that you're probably going to be using the grocery list in the app on your phone more than likely. And so it is loading, and we have all of our grocery items. And you can tab over. So there's 130, I think I have 150 items in my grocery database. And so you can tab over and see them all. So, and then you can check, let's check fresh mozzarella is updating. Now, if I go up to the top and check need, you can see my list, and you can see we have fresh mozzarella has been added to the list. And as I shop, I can go through and uncheck the items as I go through the grocery store. And just uncheck and it'll update your list. So this is what the grocery version looks like on the website, and it's basically the same thing. You can do all the same things. You can also update your quantity and make any notes. Okay, from here we're going to go to the best part. The best part, in my opinion, is the recipe page. This is the part that really I was like, wouldn't it be awesome just to be able to search recipes and just click a button and send it to your Notion? And now we're going to do that. But first, before we get there, one last thing. We have a My Recipes page, and here you will see all of your recipes that are stored in your Notion. The only recipe we have right now is grilled asparagus. That will change. So if you click on that, you will see all of your information, the image, the ingredients and instructions, and you have your groceries specific for that recipe. And then you can go through here and make any changes or updates to this list. And now let's go to recipe search. Okay, so this is powered by Spoonacular. It's using the Spoonacular API. This is the site, the Spoonacular site, if you're not familiar with it, and it allows you to search for recipes online. Let's go ahead and close some of these tabs. So let's enter, let's say we want lasagna, or actually, let's just do chicken. And you have the option of selecting your diet. So let's say we want a gluten-free meal. I will be adding more filters, but for right now, your only filter is your diet. So let's search for a chicken recipe that's gluten-free. And you can see all the results that are coming in. And I believe it's going to max out at 100. I think that's where I set up. Okay, 92. We have 92 gluten-free chicken recipes. And you can just tab over and look at all the recipes. Ooh, okay, how about the sweet potato chicken sausage breakfast skillet? That sounds delicious. Look how nice that looks. Okay, we have our ingredients on the left. We have our instructions on the right. So I'm feeling this recipe. Let's go ahead and add this to Notion. All right, so we've created our recipe page. Now we need to relate our grocery items to this recipe. You have options here. You can select grocery, olive oil, onions, and just keep going through. So what it's doing is searching your grocery database for an item that matches that ingredient name. If it's not there, then go over and click create. And you know it's been created because you get done. And then you just keep going through. And you create the items that you don't have and check off the items that you do. And then create grocery relation. And now we can put in our servings if we want to add this to our meal plan, the date. I'm actually going to, well, our friend, he's going to have this for lunch. You can also skip it if you're just adding this to your database. Let's add this to our meal plan, and then we'll open a recipe. And you can see there's our photo for the cover, name, and then here you can, so this is supposed to be a breakfast skillet, but we're having breakfast for lunch. We can rate it. You know, we have the original recipe from the original website and all your nutritional information. You can see all of our items related. Look at that. And then we added it to our meal plan. There's all of our ingredients and instructions. And that was pretty quick. I love it. Like I've been just adding recipes nonstop because it just gets really fun. But what's even more fun, oh, we're not stopping there. So finally on our recipes page and also on the entire website, we have recipe from URL. I think this might be my favorite. Out of all of my children, this one might be my favorite. So this is a work in progress. Depending on the website, it doesn't always load the way you might want it. So let me show you how it's intended to load, or hopefully I'll show you how it's intended to load. You have a recipe stored online somewhere else. So one of my favorite places to get recipes is allrecipes.com. Okay, and let's just grab a recipe from the front page. Ooh, red coconut curry shrimp. That looks delicious. So you see we have all of our ingredients and directions and everything. So let's go ahead, and that is a huge ad. Let's go ahead and grab this URL, copy it. Go back to Notion Nutrition and paste it in here. Get recipe. And there is our red coconut curry with shrimp. And it has all your ingredients broken down that it's searched through the website. So basically it's using the website data, the code, to go through and find the ingredients and the instructions and all the nutritional data. Now, the reason why I have this in work in progress, because I noticed that if you use some sites, mostly blogs, if they have like a lot of data, or if they don't follow the traditional recipe schema on their website, then your ingredients are going to come in looking a little wacky. Your instructions may not show up. So that's why I say it's a work in progress. As I start to really work with this API and understand it a little better, I'm hoping to fine tune it. Another thing that I've also noticed is that, so this API is actually calculating your nutritional data over here. Let's zoom in. It's calculating your nutritional data on its own. It's actually taking all of your ingredients and measurements from this recipe and doing its own calculations. So that's why sometimes you might see that, so we have here calories is 419. Let's go back to our recipe, and it's telling us that your calories is 384. So again, that's why this is and that's per serving. So that's why this is still under development. But I feel like it gets pretty darn close and it looks great. So let's add this to Notion. Creating our page, and once again, we are going to relate our items. This is also a really great way to, we do have water in there. So this is also a really great way to grow your grocery database. And I'm going to add this to dinner. So add this to meal plan. And oh, look at that photo. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. Make this a dinner. It can also be a lunch. And there's all about information. And you notice that how, even though the instructions came in as one paragraph on Notion Nutrition, when it sent it to Notion, it still broke it up into steps for you. So there's all about beautiful recipes. So you can really have fun and really like go through, and I don't know about you, but I have recipes spread out all over online. You saw it, that was pretty quick. You can get really carried away. Sometimes when I'm bored, I'm just want to look for recipes and I'll just go through like, oh, that looks good, and just send it to my recipes database. So that is Notion Nutrition. I really hope that you sign up for the beta. Right now, it's open, so as soon as you sign up to be a tester, you'll receive an email that'll direct you to duplicate the template, go through all the steps. You can refer back to this video. Once you get it set up, and then you sign up for Notion Nutrition, it's like any other nutrition app. You know, in the morning, I wake up, I put in my breakfast. I like to have my phone while I'm in the kitchen and I'm just scanning barcodes. It really helps when not to mindless snack, because it's really easy just to reach for a snack and then forget to put it into your nutrition tracker. So I just keep my phone with me, use the barcode, and scan things while I'm in the kitchen. I am also being able to meal plan like I normally meal plan. It's really, really awesome, and I hope you try it out. So please do me a favor, do yourself a favor also, and get in on the ground floor while it's still in a free trial stage and try out Notion Nutrition. And also, please give me a follow. I will announce here when it's officially at launch, and any changes or updates we make to the site. Who's we? It's just me. I don't know who this we. The royal we. So as I make any changes, or if you have any recommendations, please drop it down below. And until next time, happy building in Notion. Bye.